Okay everyone, if we never met, my name is Antonio Coleman. Welcome to my channel. My goal here is to show you how to turn credit into wealth by using the power of real estate. So take a minute, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification so you'll be updated on new videos. Let's get started. Okay guys, you got to think about this. The wealthy people have used credit since the beginning of time. They'll use their credit to go out there to purchase items, and they can use those items to resell or leverage to make more money. The game of credit is remarkable. Once you know how to put everything into your credit, have a good score, and use that score to your advantage, that's where the game begins. Now, most people who are watching this channel here will say, how do we go about using our credit to build wealth? Now, notice with this YouTube channel, I never say using our credit to get rich or something like that. Because the rich people, if you know it now, have to continue to work to generate that revenue. Any NBA player that's out there, they're playing a game, they might make a few millions of dollars a year or more millions of dollars a year. But unless they have some form of business that they're running, if their whole entire profession is playing that sport to get a paycheck, they're rich, but they're not wealthy. You know what I mean? The people who pay LeBron James salary, that guy is wealthy, which is Gina Bus and the crew. So you have to think about this. So if you want to become wealthy, you have to be in the game to be able to use your credit to put it on the line to make money. All right. At the end of the day, we're going to dissect how we want to tackle this thing. Before we can get into exactly nuts and bolts of credit and how we need to increase our credit, increase our scores, checking our credit on certain websites, or checking our credit on some of the most popular apps out there. First and foremost, you have to be willing and able to think, how in the world can I utilize my credit to build some form of wealth in some form of fashion? Okay, you have to think about that, because I'm gonna teach you guys how to read your credit report, how to exclude negative inquiries off your credit report, how to build that strong profile where that profile will stand up with any institute that you're trying to borrow money or gain credit from, to be able to utilize that credit or those funds to go out there and invest to make more money to become wealthy. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the Monopoly game. We're going to get into the Monopoly game. We're going to show you how the houses are. You know, we thought about the red houses, the little green houses, and the yellow houses when it comes to Monopoly. And we're going to break down the credit in the form of using real estate to get to where you want to get to. Again, a lot of people viewing this video or this channel here may not be involved in real estate. That's cool. I will help with that portion of it. We can set up things. We can talk about how we can get into the real estate part of it. But before you can get there, you gotta have something to go along with that to be a part of a real estate deal. You gotta have a credit. Gotta have a line of credit. You gotta have some means to get funding. But before we get to that, let's talk about how this game works. How it could be potentially you able to get $100,000 per year. Let's get into the screen here. All right. So here we go, everyone. This is what we're going to do now. We're going to look at the Monopoly. Let's start off with the Big Green Hotel. Start off the Big Green Hotel. This is the big Green Hotel. This is the big boy. And let's go with a red hotel, just a little bit smaller, maybe a multi-family. Then let's go with yellow one, and this is pretty much your single family property. All right, so making $100,000 a year, you got to think about credit in real estate in a certain aspect. Okay, you have to make your money work for you. Okay, you might got to make your money work for you. Let's just say that we're gonna take your first $10,000. The first $10,000 that you can get approved for when it comes to a line of credit, a loan, or some form of advance when it come to your credit. So let's say, for instance, that we're gonna go this route here. That we have a property that is, let's see, right here. This property here, and this property here. This one costs $100K. All right. This one costs $80K. All right. And this one costs $50K, which is single family property. Now, when you think about credit, you want to think about how can I put that credit into some type of investment. Now, there's all types of investments out there. There's tons of types of investments. But we're focusing strictly on real estate. Why? Because the return is outrageous. It's outrageous. All right. So let's just take the Green Hotel here, $100,000. Okay. You get an investor that say, hey, give me $10K. I can make that equal $30K in, let's say, 90 days. 90 days. Okay. So you might say, hey, what are they going to do with my 10K? There are many things that they can do with the 10K. They can use it towards the down payment of the property. They can use it towards the rehab. Whatever the case they may use it for, they may say, hey, Joe, I need to borrow 10K. Okay? I need to borrow a 10K for to go towards this $100,000 property. Okay? Now, there's a number of ways that this can be structured. You can get paid with interest. Okay? Pay interest. You can pay with profits. Okay? You get paid with profits. Okay? So there's many ways that you can get paid by donating your $10,000. Okay? So depending on which way that you want to get paid, let's go with profits. Let's go with profit. $100,000. Your investor needs $10,000. Okay, and you're Mr. Joe. Mr. Good old Joe, who has worked real hard to to increase his credit. He's happy. He's extremely happy. So, how much money can Mr. Joe make? Let's look at this here. Let's look at this. The investor has this big hotel here that's going to equal, once it's rehab, at $175K. That's how much he's going to have the after repair value as $175K. And he's going to need your $10,000 for whatever reason, whether it's to fix up the property, whether to put a down payment on the property, whatever the case may be. He's going to need your $10,000 to pretty much, get over the top there. So, but he comes to you and say, hey, Mr. Good old Joe, Let's put Joe down here. Joe's a good guy. Joe's a good guy. He has worked on his credit. He's feeling good. And he's about to do some investment now. Mr. Joe. You're going to call him Mr. Joe. Mr. Joe. Mr. Joe. He's had worked on his credit. He has 10K. He has 10K to invest. And he's ready to go. He's ready to go. Okay? So, but he gives it to the investor. All right. So if we look at this in this manner, in this form here, that we bought the property for 100K. Now, for whatever reason, he needs your 10K, but maybe it took him 25K to rehab the place. Okay, that put us all in at 125K with that, which comes down to profit of 50K. I'm going to use some roundabout numbers. Not even going to add in taxes, insurance, Uncle Sam. We're going to just use a roundabout number. So remember, Mr. Joe, he put in his 10K. He put in his 10K. Like I said, Mr. Joe, that's not his money personally. That came out of his account. Due to Mr. Joe having good credit, he was able to get a line of credit, a loan, cash advance, something of that nature. He was able to get that $10,000 to help this other investor. We're gonna call him Sam to help Sam out. Okay, Sam needed to invest in real estate, and he needed a private investor, which was you, to come in and help. So right about now, we got some money here on the table. We got, boom, we have $50,000 on the table after the property is sold. So Mr. Sam tells Mr. Joe, hey, we're going to go 50-50. So obviously 25K goes here. Okay. And 25K goes to Mr. Joe. In a 3-month span. But let's break these numbers down. And we're going to use old Mr. Joe numbers. Let's see. Now I'm about to make Mr. Joe very big. He's a happy guy. He is screaming happy at this moment because he just made 25K. He doesn't know anything about real estate. Mr. Joe doesn't know anything about real estate. Anything. You know, man. So he said, oh, okay, great. I got 25K. Oh, yes, I borrowed the money. Yes, that's right. I borrowed the money from an institute, so I have to pay that back. So after he's minus his 10K, he left with 15K. Let's say, for instance, he got a little Uncle Sam money there, some fees, blah, 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 blah. He still go home with what? With a roundabout of 10K in profits. In 3 months. Around $3,500 a month. All borrowing someone else's money, which we call OP. You know, most people say, what is that? It's called other people money. Other people money. Not ours. We use other people money because we was able to pretty much increase our credit, improve our credit score, improve our overall base to be able to get funding. This is the power of you making $100,000 per year. That's working with what? See, if you do this number, that's working with one investor. But that one investor, which is Mr. Sam, is buying a total of 10 properties per year. And so Mr. Sam comes back to Mr. Joe. Say, Mr. Joe, I need to borrow 10K again. 10 times a year equals 100K per year by using someone else's money. How powerful is that? This is the game of real estate. This is a game of credit. Once everyone gets smart about their credit and how to invest their credit, then you can be making these numbers all better. Or you may be making a little less. Who knows? But the opportunity is there. You can't save to success. You can't save. You never will be able to save. You can't save. It will never happen. You cannot save your way to success. Invest in your credit is the way to go. And here, we're going to show you exactly how to do it. Okay, so how do you enjoy that? Now you understand how you can make $100,000 per year. Easy. $100,000 per year by using other people's money, using their credit. Now, here's the thing. I love to teach all about credit and real estate and putting that thing together where you can invest your credit into real estate to build wealth, okay, at the end of the day. How can you do that? One of the ways you can do that, if you're not a seasoned person into the form of the real estate game, work with an investor. Work with any investor around your city. You don't have to work with me as an investor. You can work with anyone and be able to go out there and invest your credit and do things on a level no one else is doing. So working with another investor, it's so powerful. Most investors use what they call private money, meaning these are other individuals who have some form of line of credit or have some form of decent credit where they can get a line of credit or have access to funding. What you need to do is think about working with investors, okay? At this point, after your credit is up to par, now you're able to go out there and get funding. You need to be thinking about working with an investor. How does this help you? If the property is out there for $100,000, you pretty much invest your credit, your line of credit, your funding to get it done. Usually what happens that the real estate investor, he's knowledgeable about the industry, where they'll get the house rehab and get it upgraded, do all the things that need to be done so that everyone can make a return, which is what we call a win-win-win situation when it comes to real estate. Everyone wins. The investors win. The homeowner who sold the property win. I mean, even the lending institutes win because they make a little interest off their money. Everyone wins. And the way you do this is by working with great investors. So to better get those numbers, $100,000 per year is a goal that you want to think inside your mind, is that make sure that we're working on our credit. So I'm going to help you on this channel to know how to read your credit, look at your credit, up your credit, beef your credit profile, and get unlimited funding. unlimited funding. That is what this channel is all about. Showing you guys how to get unlimited funding and use that unlimited funding to get into real estate. And get into real estate by your means of your own or working with some other type of investor. But regardless of what, real estate is the way to go. Made some of the most popular people here in this world very, very wealthy because they invested their time, their money, their energy into their credit to build wealth. Hey guys, look, if you like the channel, make sure you subscribe. Take a minute and subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. Leave a comment at the bottom of the page here. Leave a comment. Let's have a discussion about credit. Let's have a discussion about real estate. I'm here to answer any question that you guys need about real estate or credit, pretty much. If you have a question, you have concerns, you have a thought, you have any ideas to even share, put it in the comment section. Until then, you guys have a blessed day. Bye-bye.